Hello student, we are studying our elective first course, that is renewable energy sources, and in that we have covered most of the part. In our previous videos we have covered the methods for obtaining the energy from biomass, and also we have discussed about the biomass from the plant waste, that is particularly from the agricultural waste. So in previous two videos we have covered all these points. Now in this video we have to see the next point of our chapter, that is energy from biomass, and which is the thermal gasification of biomass. So let's start. The biomass gasification is a process of partial combustion in which solid biomass, usually in the form of pieces of wood or agricultural residue, is converted into combustible gas mixture. We know that what do you mean by the gasification process. We have already discussed in our previous video about the gasification process. In the gasification process, there is a conversion of the biomass by the partial combustion process into the combustible gas mixture. And generally this gas mixture is known as a producer gas, and the raw material which acts as the raw material which is used for the gasification process are generally the pieces of the wood or agricultural residue. That is a general solid biomass is used for the thermal gasification process. The partial combustion occurs because the air supply is intentionally kept less than the amount required for the full combustion of the biomass. We know that for the full combustion of the biomass, there is a requirement of the oxygen, and which comes from the air. Therefore, the sufficient amount of air is required for the full combustion process. But in the gasification process, there is a partial combustion process, and so for that purpose in the gasification process the limited amount of air is used, or the air supply is intentionally kept less. So this is the gasification process. As a result, a gaseous mixture of carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, hydrogen and nitrogen called producer gas is obtained. In the gasification process, the byproduct is the producer gas. What do you mean by the producer gas? Producer gas is the mixture of the, that is it is a gaseous mixture, and it contains carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, hydrogen and nitrogen. So the byproduct of the gasification process is a producer gas, and the another one is the, that is a ash. So these are the two byproducts. The gasifier is the equipment that converts biomass into producer gas. That means the equipment which is used for the conversion of the biomass into the producer gas. This equipment is known as the gasifier. Sometimes there is a question, that is what do you mean by the gasifier? The gasifier is a chemical reactor where various complex and physical as well as chemical processes takes place. That means all the processes on the biomass takes place within the gasifier, and which acts as a chemical reactor for all processor. So for all processes. So this is the main part of the biogas plant, that is a gasifier. Biomass gets dried, heated, pyrolyzed, partially oxidized and reduced in this reactor as it flows through it. When we want to convert the biomass into the form of producer gas, then we can use the gasification process. And in the gasification process, sometimes the biomass gets dried, heated, pyrolyzed, partially oxidized, and after that there is a reduction process, and all this happens in the gasifier or in this reactor when the biomass flows through it. The essence of gasification process is the conversion of solid carbon fuels into the carbon monoxide and hydrogen by thermochemical process. We already discussed about the thermochemical route or the thermochemical converger, and the gasification comes under the thermochemical processes. And in the gasification, there is a conversion of the solid carbon fuels, that is a solid biomass, into the producer gas, that is the mixture of gases, and the gases are carbon dioxide, hydrogen, nitrogen, carbon monoxide. So, and these all comes under the thermochemical processes. The gasifier is a classified based on the types of bed used in it. That means there are different layers or different zones in the gasifier, and depending on that, the gasifier is classified into different types. Generally, there are two types. That is, there are two types, namely, first one is the fixed bed gasifier, and second one is the fluidized bed gasifier. In a fixed bed type gasifier, the zones are fixed at a particular position in the gasifier, but in fluidized bed gasifier, fluid is used for the different zones. So, these are the two main types of the gasifier. The three main designs of the fixed bed gasifiers are, again, the fixed bed type gasifier is further classified into three types. So, first type is the updraft type gasifier, second one is the downdraft type gasifier, and third one is the cross draft type gasifier. These all are the types of the fixed bed gasifier. Now, in our syllabus, there is only one gasifier, that is a downdraft gasifier. So, we will discuss only about the downdraft gasifier, that is, we will discuss the working principle of the downdraft type gasifier, and we will skip the another two gasifier. We just introduce the type of that gasifiers. We are not going in detail, but we will see only the downdraft type gasifier. So, let's start with the downdraft type gasifier. It is also known as a concurrent gasifier. This gasifier is also known as a concurrent gasifier. The schematic of downdraft type gasifier is shown in the figure. That means this figure. This figure is the schematic diagram of the downdraft gasifier. Typically, the gasifier is a vertical cylindrical vessel of varying cross section. The downdraft gasifier is typically vertical cylindrical vessel, and in that there are different zones, and this cylindrical vessel varying of cross section. The biomass is fed in at the top of at regular intervals of a time and is converted through a series of processes into producer gas and ash as it moves down slowly through the various zones of the gasifier. As already we mentioned, the gasifier consists of different zones and the biogas passing through that zone. When the biomass is passing through that zone, then there is a series of processes, and due to that series of processes, there is a conversion of the biomass into the producer gas and ash. So, we will see about different zones which are present in the gasifier. First zone is the drying zone, second one is the pyrolysis zone, third one is the oxidation or combustion zone, and fourth one is the reduction zone. These all are the main four zones used in a gasifier, and generally which is in the downdraft gasifier, and which is the type of the fixed bed type gasifier. So, first zone is the drying zone. The first zone is the drying zone, in which the moisture content in the upper layers of the biomass is removed by evaporation procedure. That means only in the drying zone there is a drying of the biomass, and with the help of this zone there is a removing of the moisture from the biomass by the evaporation procedure. The temperature in this zone is about 120 degree Celsius. That means the temperature maintained in this zone about 120 degree Celsius. This temperature is acquired by heat transfer from the lower zones which are at much higher temperatures. Below the drying zone, there are again three zones, that is a pyrolysis zone, oxidation zone and reduction zone, and the temperature of these three zones is high as compared to the drying zone. So from the bottom of the gasifier, that is from the all these three zones, remaining these three zones except drying zone, the temperature or the heat is transferred to the drying zone or to the drying zone. So the heat by the heat transfer procedure, the temperature is acquired by the drying zone, and which is the 120 degree Celsius. This temperature is acquired by the heat transfer from the lower zones. Lower zones means pyrolysis zone, reduction zones and oxidation zones. Second type of zone is the pyrolysis zone. The dried biomass moves down to the second zone called pyrolysis zone, which is at a temperatures ranging from 200 degrees Celsius to 600 degrees Celsius from top to bottom. Now the second zone is the pyrolysis zone, and in this zone the drying material is passed through the drying zone to the pyrolysis zone, and the temperature of this zone is near about 200 degrees Celsius to 600 degrees Celsius. 200 degrees Celsius is at the top and 600 degrees Celsius is at the bottom of this zone. This is the schematic diagram of the downdraft gasifier. We already mentioned the cylindrical vessel bearing cross section. So this is the cylindrical vessel. At the top there is an opening for the introduction of the biomass. After that there is a drying zone. In the drying zone the biomass is dried with the help of evaporation procedure, that is moisture can be removed from the biomass, and the temperature of this zone is the 120 degrees Celsius. After that there is a pyrolysis zone, and the temperature of the pyrolysis zone is the 200 to 600 degrees Celsius. After that the next zone is the oxidation zone, and the temperature of the oxidation zone is near about 900 to 1200 degree Celsius. And after that on the both side of the vessel there are two opening or nozzles which helps to enter the air in the gasifier, and this air is required for the oxidation procedure or combustion procedure. So these are the two openings for the air. After that there is a reduction zone, and the temperature of the reduction zone is near about 900 to 600 degree Celsius. And after that there is a grate, and this grate is a help to separate the producer gas and the ash, that is ash pit. So this is the function of the grate, and there is a hearth part in the right hand side and also left hand side, and there is an opening for the producer gas, that is for the collection of the producer gas. And we know that the producer gas is a mixture of different gases, that is a gaseous mixture which is nothing but the producer gas. So in this way, in the downdraft gasifier there is a conversion of the biomass through different zones of the gasifier into the producer gas and ash. So this is the schematic diagram of a downdraft gasifier. Throughout this zone the biomass loses its volatiles. Throughout these zones means which zones? That is a pyrolysis zone. Throughout the pyrolysis zone the biomass loses its volatiles. In addition, in the lower part of this zone, when the temperature reaches 400 degrees Celsius, a self-sustaining exothermic reaction takes place in which the structure of biomass breaks down. That means we already mentioned the pyrolysis process is nothing but the breakdown of the biogas into the small chain compound, and the temperature at which this process is taken place, that is a 400 degrees Celsius, and all this happens in the lower part of this zone. As a result, water vapor, methanol, acetic acid and significant amounts of hydrocarbon tars are evolved. That means due to the breakdown of the biomass there is a formation of the different materials, that is a water vapor, methanol, acetic acid and significant amount of hydrocarbon tars. The remaining solid is called car, that is a carbon. It is also known as a carbon. That means the formation of the all these material that is mentioned above, water vapor, methanol, acetic acid and significant amount of hydrocarbon tars. Apart from that, there is a remaining solid material, and this solid material is known as the car or carbon. All the products, gaseous, solids, pass on to the zone below. That means the remaining products are passed to the remaining as well as the produced. The products which are produced in this zone are also passed on to the next zone, that is a zone below, and which is the oxidation or combustion zone. This is the third zone. The third zone is called as a oxidation or combustion zone. A predetermined quantity of air is drawn into this zone through nozzles and temperatures ranging from 900 degrees Celsius to 1200 degrees Celsius are attained. Now, as shown in the figure, there are two nozzles on the two sides of the vessel, and through these nozzles the air enters to the oxidation zone, and we know that air consists of oxygen, and for the oxidation or combustion process there is a requirement of the oxygen. So this is the very important procedure for the oxidation process, and the temperature of this zone is ranging from 900 degrees Celsius to 1200 degrees Celsius. The combustion reaction similar to those occurring in the normal stove or furnace takes place in this zone, and a portion of car and pyrolyzed gases coming from the second zone are burned. That means in this zone we know that the procedure is the same like that the procedure which occurring on a or which occurring in a normal stove or furnace. So we know that the combustion process is generally taken place into the in a normal stove as well as in the furnace, that is after burning of the some material there is a combustion process which is and which all takes place in the presence of air, that is in the presence of oxygen, and same like that this procedure happens in this zone, that is a combustion zone, and the portion of the car and pyrolyzed gases coming from the second zone are burned, that is there is a burning procedure, and the material which are burned in this zone are car and pyrolyzed gases, and which comes from the second zone, that is from the pyrolysis zone. The principal reaction taking place are exothermic and oxidizing in nature, and the resultant products are carbon dioxide and water vapor. The byproducts of the oxidation or combustion process are carbon dioxide and water vapor, and these two byproducts are produced with the help of exothermic process, and this exothermic process is in oxidizing nature because this procedure is taken place or it takes place with the help of oxygen or in the presence of oxygen. So the resultant byproducts are carbon dioxide and the water vapors. Now the last and fourth zone is the reduction zone. The resultant products are carbon dioxide and water vapors are vapors of combustion pass on to the fourth, that is and last zone called the reduction zone, along with the unburnt pyrolysis gases and car. The last one zone is the reduction zone, and the byproduct from the combustion zone, that is carbon dioxide and water, are given to the reduction zone, and along with the carbon dioxide and water vapor there is unburnt pyrolysis gases and car also given to this zone from the oxidation zone, and the temperature of this zone, that is the zone is at a temperature ranging from 900 degrees Celsius to 600 degrees Celsius, the highest temperature being near the oxidation zone, that means at the oxidation zone, near the oxidation zone, and top of the reduction zone, the temperature is higher, that is which is the 900 degree Celsius. So this is the higher temperature in all zone. So and the principal reaction in nature and are as follows. That means the principal reaction which happens in the different zones are as follows. First reaction is the CO2 plus C gives twice CO. That means the carbon dioxide get mixed with the carbon, then we get the two molecules of the carbon monoxides. Second reaction is the C plus H2O gives rise to CO plus H2O. That is a carbon. When carbon get mixed with the water, then we will get the carbon monoxide and the hydrogen. After that there is a third reaction. C plus 2 times H2O gives rise to CO2 plus 2 times H2. That means when carbon gets mixed with the two molecules of the H2O, then we will get the carbon dioxide and the two hydrogens. So these all are the principal reactions. These reactions are endothermic and consequently the temperature of the zone progressively decreases. That means due to all these reactions, these all are the endothermic reaction. We know that the endothermic reaction, there is the absorption of the energy or heat, and due to this the temperature of the zone progressively decreases. At the end the car is fully consumed and the final products are producer gas and ash. That means we know that the in a pyrolysis zone there is a formation, in oxidation zone there is a formation of water vapor and carbon dioxide, and after that along with that there is another car like a solid material, that is carbon, and in the reduction zone this car material is converted into the final products, that is a producer gas and ash. So the byproduct of the reduction zones are producer gas and ash. So in this way, through all of this zone, that is from the gasification procedure, we will get the producer gas and ash. That means the byproduct of the all this procedure is the producer gas and ash. That is in the gasification process there is a conversion of the biomass into the producer gas and ash. So this is the working principle of the downdraft gasifier. The downdraft gasifier convert the biomass into the producer gas and the waste material which is the ash, and the ash acts as a fertilizer for the plants or for the agricultural feed. So in this way this is the working principle of the downdraft gasifier and the thermal gasification procedure. So in our next video we will discuss about the next point of our chapter, that is the not next point of our chapter but the advantages and disadvantages of the gasifier. So in our next video we will discuss about the advantages and disadvantages of gasifier, and also we will discuss about the conversion efficiency of the gasifier. So in our next video we will continue with that.